Have you ever wondered what would happen if just one night could change everything? What if, while the world sleeps, you could reprogram your mind to wake up with unstoppable motivation, laser-sharp focus, and a deep sense of success already living inside you? What if that power was already within you, waiting to be activated by two simple words, I am? Most people go to sleep dragging the weight of failure, stress, and self-doubt. But tonight, you'll learn how to turn your mind into a powerful tool for transformation. You'll discover a hidden method backed by neuroscience, proven by quantum physics, and practiced by thousands who have silently rewritten their future, while the rest of the world slept. I'm Dr. Joe Dispenza. For years, I've studied how the brain, heart, and energy fields can be rewired to change not just how we feel, but who we are. And tonight, I'm going to guide you through the forgotten power of your subconscious. We'll explore how the final thoughts before sleep are the keys to unlocking a new reality. This isn't just about motivation, it's about total transformation. In this video, you're going to learn why your brain is most powerful at night, how to plant new beliefs into your subconscious using I am affirmations, and how just one night of commitment can begin a ripple effect that transforms your days ahead. This isn't something you'll hear in everyday motivation videos. We'll uncover how the body responds to thoughts as if they were real experiences. You'll see how science proves that your identity isn't fixed, it's programmable, and that the new version of you isn't waiting months or years to show up. It can begin tonight. But here's the twist most people miss. Your subconscious doesn't understand time. It lives in the now. So when you say, I am successful, even if your life doesn't show it yet, your mind begins to rewire your entire system to match that belief. And that's not spiritual fluff, it's neurological fact. People who've used this process have gone from anxiety to confidence, from poverty to prosperity, some in just days, not because magic happened, but because their biology aligned with a new identity. And the secret? It all starts with one night, one decision, one voice, yours, speaking a new truth into your mind. So if you've ever felt stuck, lost, or like success was just out of reach, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you won't just know how to shift your reality, you'll have the exact steps to begin that shift before the night is over. Welcome to Mindful Rise, where science meets transformation. If you're ready to break free from the past and rewire your future, don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. Before we talk about the method that changes your life in just one night, we need to understand the power behind two of the most underestimated words in the human language. I am. These words are not just a statement. They are a command to your nervous system, a signal to your brain, and a declaration to your future self. When you say I am, you're not just describing your current state. You're programming your identity. Think about it. Every time you say, I am tired, I am broke, or I am not good enough, your brain listens. It doesn't question, it doesn't analyze, it obeys. That's because the subconscious mind, the part of you that controls habits, behaviors, emotions, and even physical reactions, takes I am as truth. It begins to build your reality around that belief. Dr. Joe Dispenza explains this using a powerful concept in neuroscience. The brain doesn't know the difference between a real experience and one that's vividly imagined. When you declare, I am confident, even if you don't feel it yet, your brain begins firing the same neural patterns as someone who is confident. The more often you repeat that identity, the stronger those neural connections become. Over time, your brain physically rewires itself to support the version of you that you keep affirming. This is what neuroplasticity is all about, the brain's ability to change its structure and function based on thought alone. And the most effective tool to direct this change? Repetition of powerful, emotionally charged affirmations like, I am powerful, I am successful, I am worthy. These statements become mental software updates that override the old programs of doubt, fear, and failure. From a neurological perspective, every time you think a thought, your brain fires neurons. Think that same thought repeatedly, and those neurons wire together. It becomes automatic, like a groove in your mind. That's why most people stay stuck in cycles. They're unconsciously repeating the same I am stories that shape their past. But once you consciously choose new affirmations, you're telling your brain to create a new script. Dr. Dispenza emphasizes that identity is not something you're born with, it's something you build. And every I am affirmation is a brick. You're either building a house of fear or a house of power. When you go to sleep thinking, I am defeated, your subconscious keeps that cycle alive while you rest. But if you fall asleep repeating, I am aligned, I am evolving, or I am limitless, your subconscious takes that message and begins shaping your biology to reflect it. It's more than words, it's energy, emotion, intention. The more passion you feel when you say your affirmations, the deeper they sink in. The brain listens closely when emotion is involved. That's why affirmations that feel flat or forced don't work. They don't move energy. But when you believe, when you feel the meaning behind the words, that's when real change begins. Before we dive into how to use affirmations at night, let's look at what's really happening inside your brain when you repeat these powerful words. Affirmations aren't just feel-good phrases. They are tools, scientific tools that work directly with one of the most powerful forces in your life, your subconscious mind. Most people live 95% of their day from the subconscious. That means their actions, habits, decisions, even their emotional reactions are being driven by old programming, beliefs that were installed years ago, often without question. Beliefs like, I'm not good enough, success isn't for people like me, or I'll always struggle. And the tricky part? You're often not even aware these beliefs are running the show. This is where affirmations become so important, especially at night. Because when your body starts to relax and your brain slips into slower brainwave states like alpha and then theta, you enter the doorway to the subconscious. This is the exact moment your mind becomes more open to suggestion. The thoughts you feed it during this window go deeper. They bypass the logical, analytical mind and plant themselves right into the soil of your subconscious. Dr. Joe Dispenza explains that during this pre-sleep state, the brain becomes highly programmable. It's similar to how children learn in their early years. They are in a constant theta state, soaking up information and forming their identity. As adults, we don't live in that state all the time, but we naturally pass through it twice a day, right before we fall asleep and just after we wake up. These are the golden moments for reprogramming. There's a scientific foundation behind this. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new neural pathways, doesn't shut down when you sleep. In fact, sleep is when memory consolidation happens. It's when the brain sorts, stores, and strengthens what you focused on during the day. If your final thoughts before sleep are filled with affirmations like, I am healing, I am abundant, or I am unstoppable, your brain treats them as experiences. It starts wiring new pathways to support that version of you. Research from institutions like Harvard and Stanford has shown that positive affirmations can increase activity in areas of the brain associated with self-processing and valuation. One particular study in the journal Social, Cognitive, and Affective Neuroscience found that affirmations activate the brain's reward centers, specifically the ventromedial prefrontal cortex. This means the brain actually starts feeling rewarded just by thinking positively about the self. And when that reward system is engaged, your mind wants more of those thoughts. It begins to prefer them. Repetition builds momentum. The more often you affirm a new belief, especially with emotion, the faster your brain replaces the old patterns. That's why saying affirmations once or twice doesn't work, but saying them with feeling over and over, especially when your brain is in its most receptive state, that's how transformation begins from the inside out. Before we explore how to use affirmations at night, we need to understand why nighttime is such a powerful time for change. Most people think sleep is just rest, but it's much more than that. It's a window, a doorway, and if you know how to use it, you can step into a new version of yourself while your body sleeps. The moments just before you fall asleep are unlike any other. Your brain shifts from busy, active beta waves into slower, calmer alpha waves. And then right before sleep, it moves into the deeply relaxed theta state. This transition is when the conscious mind begins to shut down and the subconscious becomes dominant. It's here that you can speak directly to the part of your mind that shapes your identity, habits, and behavior. In the theta state, your brain is no longer analyzing or filtering, it's absorbing, accepting, receiving. The gatekeeper. The critical part of your mind steps aside. That's why what you hear, say, or think in this state can sink in much deeper than during your waking hours. You're not just thinking thoughts, you're planting beliefs. Dr. Joe Dispenza emphasizes this transition as a sacred space. It's the meeting point between the conscious and subconscious worlds. In this space, you have a chance to break the cycle of old mental programs that keep repeating themselves day after day. Programs like, I'm stuck, I can't change, I'm not worthy. In Theta, you can install new ones. You can begin to tell your subconscious a different story, one it will accept without resistance. Theta brainwaves are the same state the brain enters during deep meditation or hypnosis, and studies show that people in Theta are more suggestible, more open, more able to accept new information without judgment. That's why therapists and healing practitioners often guide people into this state before working with core beliefs. But here's where the power multiplies. When you combine theta with repetition and emotion, if you go to bed each night saying, I am enough, I am evolving, I am in control of my destiny, and you feel those words deeply, your subconscious begins to treat them as truth. Not someday, but now. The emotional charge tells your brain, this matters, and the repetition makes sure it doesn't forget. Most people don't realize that the final thoughts they have before sleep become the instructions their subconscious follows through the night. If you fall asleep worrying, doubting, or replaying your failures, your subconscious replays those scripts too. But if you fall asleep speaking new truths, it listens. It takes that data and starts rewiring the brain to reflect it. This is why nighttime is not just for resting the body, it's for rebuilding the mind. And once you understand this, you stop wasting those last few moments before sleep. You use them, you shape them, and in doing so, you begin to shape yourself. Before we move into how to use affirmations at night, let's talk about how to create them the right way. Because not all affirmations work, and the reason they fail isn't because affirmations are weak, it's because they're not crafted with power, emotion, or clarity. The words you speak to your subconscious matter. They're either directing your life or repeating your past. When creating I am affirmations for success and motivation, the first rule is to always use the present tense. Your subconscious doesn't understand the future. It lives in the now. So when you say, I will be confident, your brain doesn't respond. It hears that confidence is something that exists later, not now. But if you say, I am confident, the brain begins to align your biology, thoughts, and energy with that identity right now. Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches that your personality creates your personal reality. So if you want to change your reality, you must first change the story you're telling yourself. And affirmations are that story, that script. Instead of repeating who you've been, you begin declaring who you choose to become, not in the future, but in this moment. Start with statements that are simple, clear, and positive. Avoid anything vague or negative. Don't say, I'm not lazy anymore. Say, I am driven and focused. Don't say, I don't want to fail. Say, I am successful in everything I do. Your subconscious doesn't process negatives very well. It focuses on the core message. So make that message empowering and direct. Another key to crafting affirmations is emotional resonance. If you don't feel what you're saying, it won't create any change. The brain is moved by feeling. Emotion is energy in motion. When you say, I am powerful, and you feel a spark of that power in your chest, your brain starts firing new neural pathways to match that feeling. The stronger the emotion, the deeper the impact. That's why your affirmations must connect with something personal. They must reflect what you truly desire, not what you think you should want. If success to you means inner peace, then say, I am calm and grounded in all situations. If motivation to you means waking up with purpose, then say, I am excited to start each day with clarity and energy. The more personal your words, the more your subconscious listens. You can also add movement or visualization. As you say the words, picture yourself living that truth. See it in your mind, hear the sounds, feel the emotions. The brain responds to mental imagery just like it does to real-life experiences. So when you combine affirmations with imagination, you multiply their power. Repeat your affirmations daily, especially at night when your brain is most open. Speak them with conviction. Speak them like they're already true, because in that moment, they are. You're not pretending, you're choosing, you're stepping into the version of yourself that already exists within you, and each time you affirm that identity, you give it more life. This is the moment when your mind is most open, most quiet, and most ready to receive. But to truly use affirmations effectively, you need more than just words. You need a space and a routine that supports them. Start by creating a calm environment. Turn off the noise. Put your phone away. Dim the lights. Let your body know it's time to slow down. When your external world becomes quiet, your internal world begins to open up. And that's when your affirmations can reach deep. Find a quiet spot in your room where you can sit or lie down comfortably. Take a few deep breaths to release the tension of the day. Then begin your affirmations. Speak them softly, or even just in your mind. What matters is the emotion behind the words. Feel what you're saying. Let each statement sink in. You might say, I am aligned with my highest path, or I am already becoming the person I dream to be. Repeat each phrase slowly. Let the words wrap around your subconscious like a blanket. If it helps, write your affirmations in a journal before bed, or record your voice and play it softly as you fall asleep. Repetition in this calm state makes the affirmations stick. Keep the lights low, avoid screens, and keep your body relaxed. Your goal is to create a sacred moment between you and your mind, a moment of quiet power, a moment where you are not reacting to the world but choosing your world. When you close your eyes and see your success, feel your motivation, and experience your goals in your mind, you add depth and power to your affirmations. You're no longer just saying, I am successful. You're living it in the space where it matters most, your inner world. Dr. Joe Dispenza often says that the brain doesn't know the difference between a real experience and a vividly imagined one. If you can see it clearly and feel it emotionally, your brain begins wiring new neural pathways as if that future is already happening. So when you combine the spoken word with mental imagery, you create a full-body experience of your future reality. Let's say your affirmation is, I am confident and driven. As you repeat this, close your eyes and picture yourself walking into a room, shoulders back, energy high. See people responding to your presence. Hear your voice, steady and clear. Feel what it's like to be that version of you. The more senses you engage, the more real it becomes to your subconscious. This is how belief starts to form, not from logic, but from repetition and emotional evidence. And visualization provides that evidence. It tells your subconscious, this is who I am now. And your brain starts to believe it. You start to expect it. And your reality begins to shift in that direction. You don't need hours to do this, just a few minutes before sleep. After you say your affirmations, take a moment. See the version of you who already lives those words. Make the vision bright, make it powerful, and most importantly, make it yours, because the more you see it, the more you become it. That's normal. When people first start using affirmations, especially at night, they sometimes feel resistance. Maybe they think, this isn't working, or I don't believe what I'm saying, and that doubt becomes the first wall they hit. But here's the truth. Those thoughts aren't the problem. They're the signal that old beliefs are starting to get uncomfortable, and that means something inside is shifting. One common challenge is skepticism. Saying I am powerful while feeling weak can feel false at first. But affirmations aren't about where you are now. They're about choosing where you want to go. Dr. Joe Dispenza explains that repetition creates familiarity, and familiarity leads to belief. If you keep showing up, keep repeating your new truth, eventually your subconscious will accept it, but it needs consistency, not perfection, just presence. Another challenge is inconsistency. You might feel motivated for a few nights, then forget for a week. That's human. But real transformation comes from repetition, especially when you don't feel like it. That's when the old programming is most vulnerable. One simple solution is to create a habit anchor. Attach your affirmation practice to something you already do, like brushing your teeth or turning off the lights. Make it a non-negotiable moment of your evening. Keeping a journal can help too. Write down your affirmations. Track how you feel after saying them. Note any shifts in your mood, thoughts, or even daily events. Over time, these notes become proof that something is happening. And when your logical mind sees that proof, it starts working with you, not against you. Be patient with the process. The mind doesn't change overnight, even if affirmations are spoken overnight. Some days you'll feel powerful, other days maybe not. That's okay. Your job is to show up, speak the truth of who you are becoming, and trust the work is being done in the background. Every time you repeat an I am statement with intention, you are building a new path in your brain, a new version of you. Keep walking it, even when it feels unfamiliar, because that unfamiliar space, that's where the change lives. As we've explored, dedicating just one night to focused I am affirmations has the potential to transform your mindset and reality in ways you might not expect. When you use this powerful tool consistently, not only do you reprogram your subconscious mind, but you also create the life you truly desire, one belief at a time. So I encourage you to commit to this practice. Make it a nightly ritual. Speak your affirmations with emotion, visualize the success and motivation you're affirming, and most importantly, be patient with the process. Over time, you'll begin to notice shifts in your thoughts, behaviors, and even your reality. The change is inevitable if you stay committed. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like it and subscribe to our channel for more insights on manifesting the life you deserve. Remember, your journey to success and motivation starts with the words you speak to yourself. Keep believing, keep affirming, and watch as your life transforms.